It's -4 degrees outside. I'm in my Volkswagen hat. Let's pull an engine out. So you might be thinking, why are we pulling an engine out on a -4 degree day? Well, this bus used to belong to me. And I like it. Its name's Jolene, after the Dolly Parton song, of course, naturally. Don't take my man, Jolene. Anyway. It's a cool bus. It was originally Arizona yellow. This color, not this color. This is the wrong yellow up under there. This is the right yellow up under here. Okay, so now that we've got that clear, it's gray and white, and it's old, and it's banged up, and we just did the floors on it. We're putting a gas heater in it, and it has a really crappy spark plug thread insert repair on one of the cylinder heads. It kind of runs like crap, and I think it's sucking air from around that thread insert. So we're doing an alternator, we're doing new heads, we're doing new jugs, not new heads, we're doing used heads, we're doing new jugs. Yeah, I'm in a Volkswagen beanie, except for I'm gonna change out of it because I don't want it to get dirty, but I'm in it right now. What better time to pull an engine? Also, the accelerator cable's free. The fuel hose is taken off. All the engine wires are taken off. All the engine bolts are out. The engine mustache bar is out. I don't even know how the engine was staying in the bus. So we can just pull it right out of there. Actually, I do know how the engine was staying in the bus. All that stuff was connected, it was running. I just pulled all that off and then I started the video. Ha. Get this out of my way. Let's go. Okay, all right, I thought you were gonna do something. Don't make me. It made me. You know, I did forget one thing about this whole process, and that is to chuck the wheels on the bus. And also, that my board is kind of sort of under the transmission. Oopsie. Did I just get super excited and forget which generation bus I was working on? Yes. Yes, I did. There we go. It's never as easy as it should be. It's also not that hard. New clutch still looking good. Just cut myself on that. That's really sharp. Yeah. We're having fun. -4. -4 degrees outside. That's nuts. All right, we're putting this on. Am I putting this on the engine stand? We're putting this on the engine stand. I wasn't kidding when I said I cut myself. Look at that. I cut myself. How dumb is that? I went to the ER immediately, and I got myself taken care of, right? It's this finger. It's this finger. That's the one I hurt. That's harder to do than you would think. Not flip somebody off. Anyway, take that, little engine. I found a nice balance point for the engine. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna fall over there. I was like, this is gonna be an epic fail. Gotta put on my trusty little engine cradle, engine stand, yoke-a-doodle do. So that's what we're gonna do. Sounds like Addie's here. Might have to walk the dog. We'll see. Hi, Addie. Hi, girl. Nah, she's just gonna lay on her bed, I think. What's going on? Addie took one look at this mess and was like, nah, man, I'm out. So she's not hanging out. I mean, she's back in the office, so she's here, but she's not gonna stay for this mess. Getting close. Want to see what I'm looking at? Rats. The last time I did this, it lined up. I'm not sure it's going to line up this time. Oh ho ho! The jack is currently maxed out, and we are right there. I'm probably going to have to put the cradle on it first. A little higher, we'll be there. Right. I'm still in the Volkswagen hat. I forgot to take it off. Hopefully I didn't make it too dirty. Here's my bloody rag. Picture day 2025. All right, gonna tear it all apart. Take everything off of it. Not really everything. I'm gonna kind of cheat. I'm gonna take the bare minimum off of it, actually. If we're being honest. I'm probably gonna sit down while I do it. I might lay down. I'm definitely gonna file the little piece of metal there that stuck me in the finger. Gonna get rid of that. And then jug cylinder heads. I got to drain oil right now. And whip-de-doodle. Back in. Turn the key. Fire it up. Run it. Get it out of here. I'm genuinely surprised that broke free. I guess it just wanted to break free. The marmalade-capped Swift Swinger, only found in VW engines, has a mating call so unique that you have to hear it to believe it. Anyway. I don't care about that. I'll find it later. You can have that one too. Oh, this is... Oh, wow. That was so unlikely. This one is so dunzo, it's not even the size of this wrench anymore. Oh, more bird calls. And this is always the hardest button to button, the one down here. Because normally you can't get a wrench on it unless you use a step-down bolt. You can't get the box end on. And these really should have the box end. So I might try a 12 on that later, but if not, I'll cut it off. Now for the front ones. The front ones are relatively recently added, so they should be good. I wonder how many videos I've shot on the coldest day of the year so far. Like, I continually call any day in the minus temperatures the coldest day of the year, whether it is or isn't. I'm just lying over and over again, but the lies feel real because it always feels colder than it was before. I'm pretty sure we've had a -8 already. Check out this. This was in the cylinder head. All right, screw it. We don't need that one on there. We don't need any of them on there. Mom. Who's mom? Blue point ratcheting. Don't leave home without it. Or do, because I can't use the ratcheting end anyway. So it doesn't even matter, so it's a big fat lie. So leave home without it. And like really leave home without it. Like don't even tell your parents you're not coming back. Just like leave. Leave home. I know that advertising expression was for adults, right? But like Think about it for a second. Don't leave home without it. And then, you know, people always say, I left home when I was 15, right? It's like, well, without it? Maybe. I don't know. Am I the only person that thinks that's funny? Yeah. My mind works in mysterious ways, people. Fine, I'll take it all the way off. But not because I have to. Because I want to. Not because anybody told me to. I might just leave home without it and not tell anybody. This side. This side hates me. I'm going home. So in a little while, I'm supposed to go pick up an engine for the 944 Turbo project. But it's the coldest day of the year, man. But I told my buddy Dan that I'd go buy it from him. And I really should do that. It's undecided right now if it's going to be a customer project or not. I've got someone who's interested, but half of me just wants to do it myself so that I can just do it my way and sing Frank Sinatra the whole time. And it's more fun to Sinatra build a car because no one can tell you to stop spending money. You just get to spend as much money as you want. That's more fun. Turns out exactly how you want it. That kind of thing, you know? Feels like it's your birthday when you build a car like that. Until you check your bank account and you realize that nobody gave you money on your birthday. Man, I cannot believe that spark plug was being such a bear to this whole poor little engine. I mean, it just really did not care about it. Its feelings. The engine just wanted to run away from home. That spark plug's like, heck no. You're not going to leave home without it. I'm not going to stop saying that. In case you thought I was going to stop saying that. Just in case you thought I was going to stop saying that. All right, let's pull this exhaust off of here and cry. I'm not crying. You're crying. Oh, such a good noise. Love dragging metal across the ground. Did you guys enjoy that? I can do more of that for you later. Performance art routine. We're hitting this with a hammer. I'm a man of my word. Now, because this is getting a gas heater, I'm probably going to convert it to J-tubes. Look, the heater turned off, it goes right back on. Coldest day of the year. Heater box number 2. Oh, yeah, I don't care about those. You can have them. Well, there's oil in it, so I can't just flip it upside down. So I'm gonna drain the oil out. And I'll cut the video. You guys don't need to see oil drain. And maybe I'll run and pick up this engine for the 944 Turbo project. We'll see. We're back. Day dose. All my band-aids are off. Dang thing bit me yesterday. We're gonna break down the cylinder heads from, we're taking this thing apart. Whatever. You don't need to know. You're not doing it. I'm doing it. I don't even know. I'll be right back with a pry bar. It's still freezing cold out, so that's happening. It's important to always be well organized and not overworked. So if you'd like a job, just email. Must love VWs. Oh, this is missing a case bolt. That's fun. That'll be a good time. Too many wrenches. Air Mozart. All right, there we go. That guy's off of there. Drop that intentionally. Chuck this. I done chucked it. Okay. Detensioning rockers. Lots of schools of thought. One school of thought, you don't want them going sideways. Another school of thought, who gives a crap? Another school of thought, who doesn't give a crap? Another school of thought, don't do it. Do it. Do it right. Do it wrong. Check them. Don't check them. Loosen them. Don't loosen them. Right? Lots of schools of thought. So I'm starting with the ones that are already loose, backing them off. Back. Click. Right? Did I already do this one? I forget. Nope, didn't do that one. Now I did that one. Backing it off. Back. That one was actually under tension. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to how it was under tension. You know what's funny is I just did a valve adjust on this thing. So screw me, huh? Porsche wrench for your Porsche engine. And turn it over. And you can go until you're at or about at the most relaxed point for all the valves, so that there's the least amount of pressure on things, right? I gotta back this one off just a little bit further. Oh, I never even did back that off. Stab myself in the hand with a screwdriver. Undo. This one probably not gonna back off much, right? No, because that's on the actual. All right, who cares? Who cares? Pick this. Loosen that one up. Loosen that one up. Valves aren't under tension anymore because we turned it around to a pretty neutral point on them. There weren't any wave washers under these. In fact, these are the wrong type of nut. This one's an X sealing nut. Check this out. So this was a sealing nut. You can see it's got a little lip. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. You can see how it's got that little lip around it. There was a little wax seal in there. Originally, this would have been used for an oil pump, right? So that's not supposed to be where it was. And then this is just a normal nut. And it wasn't supposed to be where it was either. So, you know, hey, we'll put those there because nobody cares if I put them there. Just me. It's just me here. rockers. We'll put them in the valve cover. If those bolts were correct, I would have put them in the valve cover too, but they're not correct. Now, I like keeping push rods where they came from, so I'm going to take and label these up with 4 exhaust, 4 intake, 3 intake, 3 exhaust. You get the idea. That's just me personally. And this is what we'll call an engine refresh. I'm not really going to check that much on this sucker because we don't want to know. It was running. It's going to be running better. And we don't want to know. Actual condition and health of things. Look, every engine that looks like this needs a rebuild. I'm being straight with you. Okay? It's not a matter of grime on the outside or a little rust on the cylinder fins or even broken head fins or any of that. It's not a matter of any of that crap. It's a matter of unknown. If you want to know, you rebuild the whole dang thing. All the way down, you're going to find that almost every case is warped, needs an align bore, has a thrust issue, except for when they don't. And then you're like, hey, I'm starting with something that's great. But let's be real. Most of them need everything. This thing, I don't even think the cylinder heads match. In fact, I know they don't match. So, you know, I mean, it's a hodgepodge of all kinds of things. So we're doing new jugs. I'm going to gap the rings properly because that's what you do. I'm not really checking rod tolerance to the crankshaft, not really checking rod bearing health, not really checking anything. We're minding the new and used components. It's going to have good used cylinder heads put on it. And that's right there. See, that's the reason why, if you want to know, you rebuild the whole sucker. Okay? So we're not rebuilding the whole sucker. We're doing an upper end refresh. What's a refresh? It's new parts on an old jalopy. People say they rebuild carburetors. Nobody rebuilds a carburetor unless they actually rebuild a carburetor. Unless you're checking, anyway, you're refreshing carburetors. When you buy a gasket kit from Napa Auto Parts or O'Reilly's or AutoZone or wherever you're getting your gasket carburetor kit from, you're just refreshing it because you're throwing new gaskets, new diaphragms in it. You're cleaning a couple of needles, maybe checking a couple of random things like to make sure the float isn't leaking, right? So that's a refresh. So this is an upper end engine refresh. People like saying rebuild. Rebuild, to me, implies machining. You're going to go machining things, you're rebuilding things. You're going to go checking tolerances, you're rebuilding things. You're going to go throwing new parts on old, you're refreshing it. Okay, just to be clear. That's not even my toolbox. Some toolbox I got with a bunch of crap in it already. And the fun part about it is I've just been using it with the crap that's in there, just enjoying that I've got some new crap in a toolbox. 4EX. What's the EX for? Exhaust. It's for extra cool. Right? And then we put that in the valve cover, angle downward, so any oil that's in there can drain out. Remember that I have a rag. I also have a shirt I don't care about that I will wear to work as much as I can until the threads fray and die. Because clothing is just shop rags that you wear. This tape sucks. This is really sucky tape. I don't want to waste time with sucky tape. Let me get some not sucky tape. Actually, I think all my tape sucks. Yeah, this stuff sucks too. It's just green. It's a different color of suck. It's really cold outside again. It was really cold yesterday, and it's really cold today. I wonder if it's gonna be really cold tomorrow. But all next week is gonna be in the 40s. So that's not really cold anymore, at least around here. Might be really cold if you're in like Bali or something. Stick the flag to the flag, because it's not gonna stick to the oily push rod, right? And then 4IN. What's IN stand for? Inch. That's a trick question. I wonder how blown up this engine really is. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. It's a new song. I will release it soon. Actually, I just released it. Number 3, IN. What's number 3 IN stand for? The number 3 intake, or 3 inches. This tape is being good to me. So, some fun that happened in the shop lately is I got defective spindles, 3EX. I got defective spindles for this car that's hovering above me. In case you're wondering why I'm crouched down, there's a vehicle on the lift right behind me. Because I have all the space in the world. So yeah, essentially, I got defective spindles, and it wasn't my supplier's fault, because they produced the beam and sent me the beam spindle to spindle, right? And I go installing the disc brake kit and all that stuff, and I'm like, this ain't right. So I wind up calling them back up, and they're like, yeah, you got defective spindles. I wonder who they could be from. They're from one of the largest VW parts producers. I'm not saying any names, though, but you can figure it out. Not very hard to figure out. So he's like, dadgummit. I'm like, dadgummit. And so he sends me a call tag, and I have to pull them off. And so I'm painting up the replacement spindles, not from that same company. But honestly, who are we kidding? Probably made in the same facility as the other ones, just without the company's name stamped in the back. Anyway, you get it. Or you don't, and you're just watching this for entertainment. You're like, dude, just pull that cylinder head off. Okay, all right, I'll give you what you want. But first, I'm going to hit each and every one of these with fire, because it's fun. It makes for a good time. Okay, I'm going to grab my torch. Now watch the head stud to make sure it doesn't spin in the case. People are always like, Brandon, why don't you use an impact? Actually, they're not like that at all. People never talk to me. But I like to imagine that they would say, Brandon, why don't you use an impact? And I do sometimes. Mostly on suspension stuff when I'm taking it apart. Almost never on reassembly, save for a few, ugga-duggas occasionally. And when I'm doing stuff like this, if I really don't care, but I care about this, sort of. I care enough about this. I might not need the impact for in here, or the impact, the flamey impact. Because the guys in here, I'm watching the stud for spinach. The guys in here have all been soaking in oil. So these nuts are soaked in oil. I don't know if I meant to say that. I have regrets. All right, so, ooh, that's gonna need some heat. That one doesn't wanna budge. This one's budging. We got one that needs heat. Now it's very oily in here. Oil will smoke though before it'll light on fire. So that's kind of fun. It's a good part of it. So we're gonna warm it up before we light it on fire. It'll probably smoke most of it off, dry it out, whatever. All right, that should be good enough to release it. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Now, it's also really important to remember that all these nuts are hot. I have in the past forgotten that fun fact. And it's real tempting when they get to a certain point of the looseness to just grab them with your fingers and do a little singe. Not today. Not this time on camera. Maybe another time on camera. Man, somebody had spacers under the rocker arm on this side. Like, I mean, what the heck, people? This is not how it's done. They have this little washer. All right, you get it. I'm putting it back. But I'm not putting it on that way. So I didn't want the head studs to pull out of the case, which is why I gave them the heat, and that's why I didn't hit them with the impact. And that's why I'm doing them by hand, so that I can monitor and make sure they don't pull out of the case, because again, this is a refresh and I don't want to have to bother with things that I don't want to have to bother with. At the end is always where there's a little bit of rust buildup on these, because the nuts go so far over the studs. Is that one hot? That's not really hot. All right, cool. So I could probably do some of them by finger at this point. No, I'm just kidding. So we're almost off with this cylinder head. Off with its head. Oh, the red-headed chickadee. Or, I don't know, the black-capped Cornelius. I gotta get better at fake bird names for my jokes. I mean, chickadees aren't even fake birds, they're real birds. I do like me a chickadee or two. It's my birth bird. All right, 113101375A. It's the number for this cylinder head. Get ready. Putting all those in there, grabbing a magnet. It's gonna come off. All right, now, biggest thing to remember, right? You got push rod tubes. You got all your push rods out, but you got push rod tubes still. They're gonna wanna come off with the head or stay in the case. They're gonna wanna fall on the floor. They're gonna wanna go places. So what should you do about it? You should prepare yourself. Prepare thyself for the push rod tubes. I'm gonna grab a box. Now I'm prepared. Oh, they all came with the head. That's fun. Ooh, baby. We dropped a valve guide. Oh, yeah. We really dropped a valve guide. Outstanding. I've never been so happy in my life. Oh man, the seals are staying in the head. This couldn't be more ideal. Ouch, that hurt. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, here, check it out. Look at that. Very dropped valve guide. Right? Look at how cool that is. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Yeah, buddy. Destroy. Search and destroy. Okay. So, I think we know why that valve is sticking a little further out. Right? All right. Too much fun. It's not really worth having that repaired. It's not really worth having that again in life, ever. There's enough cylinder heads out there in the world, so I'm going to put this in the scrap pile. Sweet baby rays. Put that in the toolbox that isn't really mine, but now it's mine. A nice chunk out of this piston. A goodly one. But I mean, it held up, man. It really held up. Here. Come with me. Look at that. I'll shine some light on it. Ain't she pretty? It's like it's smiling. When you smile, the whole world smiles with you. Pretty little piston. It got smacked by the seat. A seat smacked it. We got lifters hanging out down here. Right? Those are pushrod tube seals that stayed with the case. It's an AS41 case from Mexico. Let's take this cylinder head off. I already pulled all the bolts. I already did all these things. Heat, zippy zap. A couple of these guys are loose. A couple of them are still a little warm. Whole cylinder head's actually still a little warm. Just a little bit. Let's give it a go. Hell yeah. That was on the money. Doesn't get no better than that. It does not, I'll tell you what, get any better than that. Now this one does not have a dropped valve guide, but it does have a failed spark plug insert repair that has just been hanging out a little too low. So right there, and that was not sealing the cylinder up. And you can see how the factory one is, just the threads there, and then you can see the repair and how bogus that is. And it's been repaired more than once. Had a few different attempts at that puppy. None of them took, so we're replacing the whole head. So that's off into the scrap pile. No, well, you win some, you lose some, huh? My guess is this one was seeing a fair amount of heat. Honing looks pretty good, honestly, still, so just sad. Those can hang out down there. So can that. Let's see if this, oh yeah, this one wants to come out just as easily. Nice. Almost dropped that one. All right. So that's all there is to that. And now that we're all broken down, disassembled, I'll probably take and thread locker. Yeah, this one's loose. I'll take and thread locker these guys again. That one's loose. That one's also loose. This one is stuck, but I'm sure it's loose. These guys are all still in. Nope, this one's loose. So yeah, we'll do some cleanup on this. I'm gonna thread locker all those head studs back in. Set ring gap on the new piston and cylinder set. Clean up the push rod tubes in the ultrasonic cleaner. Bunch of miscellaneous random stuff. So I'm gonna get to doing all that. I'm also gonna check in on those spindles that I painted for this other Beetle. And then we'll check back in a bit. So right now I'm setting ring gap. What I found is that top ring, this guy here, checks out. That's okay. But the second ring is a little bit too tight. The second ring needs to be adjusted because it's actually smaller than the top ring. It should always be bigger than the top ring if you subscribe to the rules, which I do. I'm a man of the law. Sure. Got to file the second ring a little bit. Still haven't checked the oil rings. It's a nice time to do this. It's just beautiful with the sunset. No, it's a nice time of things to do all this stuff now because I've got to clean everything, right? I'm getting my grubby little paws on everything, and this is not exactly an engine clean room environment. Hey, hey. I certainly have tidied up the shop a lot more and designated space for engine building in the past, and this particular upper end refresh on this lovely little toaster oven, it's not getting that. We got a Beetle overhead. Scary, scary times, my friends. Yeah, so I'm gonna gap this ring, and then I'm gonna proceed to check the oiling rings for a minimum gap, clean the piston, clean all the rings, clean the cylinder, on to the next one. Maybe I'll leave them clean. Maybe I'll go right to putting them on the engine after I clean them, but then I'm not gonna probably video this whole process because there's a lot of chop up, right? That's it. All right, I just wanted to check in and, you know, give the who's it, what's it's, and the ring jobbies. Remember how those wrist pins were like little loosey-goose coming out? Well, yeah, the wrist pin bushings definitely worn out bad. Hey, thanks for watching. I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support in other ways, check out the Be Air Cooled website. It's beaircooled.com, and you can maybe grab a t-shirt or get yourself a lid. Whatever makes you feel happy, floats your boat, powers your wagon. This is all about fun. It's all about the community and culture of the air-cooled lifestyle, the classic car lifestyle, the classic motoring experience. I'm doing this because it's something that I love doing, and I like being able to share it with you. So the best way that you can help is to give me those likes, subscribe to the channel, and become a part of this motoring experience, this culture. Become a part of the classic car community, become a part of the air-cooled community. Be air-cooled.